All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the February 14th, 2022 Contract Administration Board. In attendance is the Honorable Andrew Joyce, Chairman of the Legislature, Daniel Lynch, Deputy County Executive. Absent today is the Honorable Bruce A. Hidley, the County Clerk. First item is the review of the minutes from the December CAB meeting. Do I have a motion?
It's Andrew. I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstention? The minutes from the December CAB meeting pass.
December or January? Sorry.
Excuse me. That was for the January minutes. January 2022. All right, our first contract for today's Contract Administration Board is contract number 2022-63. The department is Redistricting Commission. The vendor is Arc Bridge. The scope of services are mapping services for the Albany County Commission on Redistricting Subcommittee. The term of the contract is from January 1, 22 to December 31, 22. The cost is $69,000 and 100% county funding. I'd ask you to announce yourself and if there are any items that you'd like to discuss at this point, please introduce yourself and tell us about this proposed contract.
Hi, my name is Kishana Owens Cody, and I'm representing the MMD Redistricting Committee. The Arc Bridge mapping, it's for the redistricting for the minority districts, where we will be doing public meetings and sharing information with the public regarding redistricting efforts. So Arc Bridge we did review quite a few, I want to say 5 different proposals. We met as a committee and chose Arc Bridge as our vendor. They had the most experience in terms of working with minority districts. So that was we did look at in terms of what technology we would need, what supports we would need as an MMD to support both commissions. And that's the vendor that we went with, or that we chose.
Thank you, Kashana, and nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
I'll take a motion at this point.
Motion.
Dan Lynch, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract passes. The next contract, number 2022-64. Again, this is the Redistricting Commission. The name of the vendor, NY Census and Redistricting Institute, New York Law School. The vendor, the scope of the services is to provide legal services to the County of Albany Redistricting Subcommittee. This is from January 1, 2022 to December 31, 2022. The cost is $50,000, which is 100% county funding. I now open the floor for any questions and comments. And please introduce yourself again.
Again, my name is Kishana Owens Cody, and again, representing the MMD subcommittee. We had one proposal for our legal services. We did have some time to spend with the legal counsel. After further review and discussing our needs as it related to the subcommittee, we did decide to move forward with this vendor.
Any other additional comments or questions? I'll now take a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Thank you, Kishana.
Keep up the good work, Kishana.
Thank you.
The next contract we have is 6839. This is a county executive and legislative contract. The name of the vendor is U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants, the USCRI. The scope of this contract is to screen approximately 300 Afghan parolees in the Albany area. The term February 1, 2022 to December 31, 2022. The cost is $50,000. This is also 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Hey,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Lynch, I'm sorry.
No, my apologies,
I
Chair.
was going to speak briefly on it. This request emanated from the legislature, and I'm really thankful and fortunate to have the partnership of the county executive's office, on this effort. As many of you know, I served in Afghanistan many years ago, and I'm very privileged to be in a position to partner with USCRI and Albany Law to help make Albany County a more welcoming place for Afghan refugees. I know that sits and aligns with the county executive's vision as well, make Albany County a more welcoming place, and very happy to move forward with this and hoping we can do more in the future.
Well said, Chairman, and we echo your sentiments as well. And I think Mr. McLaughlin from the County Executive's Office, nothing? You're good? Okay. With
sorry,
that,
I didn't
any
know you were
other?
on here, Mike.
Chairman summarized it perfectly, as a matter of fact. So thank you very much.
I'm glad
I
that
didn't
we
know
have
you
you
were
on
on
record not adding anything, Mike. And now open the floor for any comments.
I'll also thank Mr. McLaughlin for his help, pushing this through and working with Ms. O'Brien from our office. So great work, everybody.
Anytime.
Yes, great job, everyone involved. Thank you. Open up the floor for any additional comments or questions. Now take a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Next contract on the agenda is contract number 6819. This is for the nursing home. Contract vendor is Ridgefield Associates. The scope of services are New York State Department of Health and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Life Safety, and NFPA require that skilled nursing facilities have a fire safety and emergency management program that monitors all emergency fire detection, alarm, and extinguishing systems, evacuation, and staff competencies on an ongoing basis by a credentialed, qualified person or company. This entails the creation and preventative maintenance schedule that ensures compliance and documentation that supports these requirements. The term of the contract is February 9th of 2022, February 8th of 2023. It's $35,000 and 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Hello, I'm Larry Slatke from Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center. Ridgefield Associates has been our vendor for a number of years now. This is a one-year renewal of their contract to provide the services so stated. This is a requirement, and Ridgefield has really been doing an excellent job maintaining the nursing home. It's $35,000 for 1 year, not to exceed 35,000, I should say.
Thank you, Mr. Slacky. Any other additional comments or questions? I'll now take a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Contract carries. Next contract is number 6845. This is also the nursing home. The vendor is National Business Technologies. The scope of services to provide copiers to Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center was the original lease request, and this request is an add-on for high-speed scanner for one of those copiers. The term of the contract, February 28th of 21 through March 1st of 2025. It is $50,000 contract, and the fiscal impact is 100% county funded. I now open up the floor for any comments or questions.
Again, Larry Slatke, Administrator, Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center. The total contract amount is not to exceed $50,000. This is an amendment to the original contract. That RFP process is county-wide, 4 copiers. We are now copying our medical record that is hard, I should say hard copies that are being copied, and then we're going to upload them into our EMR so that all of the medical record is in one location. the actual cost of this add-on, because we traded in what we had, is approximately $1,600 over the 5-year period of this contract. So it's a minimal amount, but it'll allow us to scan those documents at a higher rate of speed.
Thank you. Any other additional comments? Now open up the floor for a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Contract carries. Thank you, Larry.
Okay, thank you.
Next contract, contract number 6836. The department is DPW. The contract vendor, Fastenal Company. The scope of the contract to the purchase of vehicle maintenance items for the maintenance and repairs of the department's vehicles and equipment. The term of the contract is a 1-year contract, March 1st, 2022 to March 31st, 2023. The cost of the contract is $99,000. Fiscal impact 100% county funded. I now open the floor for any comments or questions.
Hi, good evening, Dan and everyone. This is Lisa Raimondo, Albany County DPW Commissioner. Yes, the Omnia cooperative contract would allow the department to receive discounts on frequently used maintenance items such as lubricants, coolants, goggles, gloves, and the like that we use in our maintenance garage. It would allow us to have vending machines on hand, which will dispense our most frequently used items. They'll keep an account of what we use and then bill us for these items monthly, rather than us having to put in requisitions for each individual item on a daily basis.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other comments or questions? Now I'll entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Contract carries. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
The next contract on the agenda is contract number 6832. The department is aging. The vendor is the Town of Colony Senior Resources. The scope is to amend caregiver contract to provide additional caregiver counseling needed for caregivers of older adults during the COVID-19 pandemic. This is a 1-year contract. The term 1/1/21 to 12/31/21. The cost of the contract is $44,350. The fiscal impact is broken and divided 3 ways. The county 20%, the state 20%, the federal government 60%. And now open the floor for any comments.
Yeah, this is Pat Dillon from the Department for Aging. The Town of Colony is one of our caregiver providers. We're requesting an additional, we're requesting an amendment to their contract for an additional caregiver services. The thing about Town of Colony is that they do have a large demographic of older adults in the town. And so we're going to be RFPing this for 23, and we're going to probably have it take a look at the amount of money that they do a lot for the contract of $30,000, and they're starting to see a large increase in the need for caregiver services, and especially during the pandemic year. So we're asking for an amendment to the contract for an additional 887 caregiver counseling units.
I'll open the floor for any additional comments or questions. I'll entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. Any opposed, any abstentions? Actually, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, any abstentions? Contract carries. Next contract number 6831. This is also the Department of Aging. The vendor, Community Caregivers, Inc. The scope of the contract to amend in-home contact and support contract to provide additional telephone reassurance, shopping assistance, and friendly visiting needed for older adults during the COVID-19 pandemic. It's a 1-year contract, January 1, 21 to December 31, 21. The cost of the contract is $9,291. This is split with 15% to the county, 85% from the state. And now open the floor for any comments.
Again, it's Pat Dillon with Department for Aging, and this is our only in-home contact and service provider that we do have. We're going to be RFPing this for 23 again, but Community Caregivers does the friendly visiting, shopping assistance, and they do a telephone reassurance service. But they noticed that during COVID, that the telephone assurance, the following up on older adults in the community that were isolated and they wanted to check up on them on a regular basis, as well as making sure that there wasn't any change in their conditions, really increased in volume. So they requested that we give them an additional 514 telephone reassurance calls throughout that year to cover the increased need for that service for the older adults in Albany County.
Great, thank you. Any additional comments or questions? Now entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce will make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye. Any abstentions or opposition? Contract carries. Next contract, number 6830. This is another, the Department of Aging, the vendor Senior Citizens of Green Island. The scope to amend congregate meal contract to provide additional HDMs needed for older adults due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This is also a one-year contract, January 1, 21 to December 31, 21. The cost is $3,558.46. This is, the fiscal impact is broken three ways. The county, 14%, New York State, 42%, federal government, 44%. I now open the floor for any additional comments.
Patrick Dillon, and this is the Senior Citizen of Greene County is one of our 6 congregate meal providers. There is a there's a typo there that says HDM, but it's actually congregate meals. So we're asking for, due to the fact that when the pandemic occurred and we had the emergency shutdown, we stopped the congregate meal programs. And in place of that, we put in a grab and go type of situation where people came, older adults were able to still get food and but not congregate dining. And there was an increased need for the Senior Citizens of Green Island over there with a need of an additional 2,138 meals. And this is probably due to the fact that while that congregate site was closed, even though they only have the one site, that site is across the street from a senior apartment housing unit. And so I'm sure that kind of drove up the need for these additional meals for Greene County. So we're asking that we can amend their contract for the additional 2,138 meals to cover the need during the pandemic.
Okay. Thank you. Now I'll open the floor for any additional comments or questions. Entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce will make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Contract carries. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Next contract, number 6844. The Department of Safety Net, Emergency Aid for Adults. The vendor Interfaith Partnership for the Homeless, IPH. The scope of the contract, IPH will operate the Sister Mavis Jewel Medical Respite for the Homeless, which will house and serve adult men and women who are homeless and being discharged from an inpatient hospital setting with ongoing medical needs. The term of the contract is April 1, 2022 to March 31st, 2023. The cost is $98,500. This is split two ways. The fiscal impact, the county 60.5% and the state 39.5%. Now open up the floor for comments.
Hi, this is Joe DeAngelis from Department of Social Services. This is our only shelter provider to provide a safe space for homeless individuals to recover from illness, surgery, or injury and receive supportive services which will enhance their recovery. Over the past 10-month period ending this past January, we've sheltered 16 individuals under this contract.
Great. Thank you. Any additional comments or questions? Now I'll entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Contract carries. Next contract number 6834. The department is the department is Preventative Assistance Program, Title 20. The vendor is Youth Life Support Network, Inc. The scope of services, community-based reintegration service, a direct intervention consistent with risk needs, responsivity, framework, and reintegration continuum model available to Albany County youth, primarily from the city of Albany, who are adjudicated as juvenile delinquent and or person in need of supervision and are placed in the custody of New York State OCFS. The term of the contract is 1/1/22 to December 31/22. The cost of the contract, the amount of the contract, $99,900. This is split, the fiscal impact is split two ways. County responsible for 38%, New York State responsible for 62%. And now open the floor for any comments.
Hi, this is Nicole Ward, Deputy Commissioner for the Department for Children, Youth, and Families. This is a renewal contract. We worked with Youth Life Support Network for the last few years very successfully. It's available to youth adjudicated as JDs and PINs and in DCYF custody. It's a credible messenger model, which engages high-risk youth in the juvenile justice system and their families within 24 hours of placement, with the goal of following them all the way until we can release them back into the community and to their families' care.
Thank you, Nicole. Open the floor for any additional comments or questions. I'll entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstentions? Contract carries. Next contract number 6835. This is for the Service for Physically Handicapped Children. The name of the vendor, James McGinnis and Associates. The scope of the contract, training, support, and consulting for a preschool software program for the submission of payment claims for related services providers and to collect Medicaid reimbursements from New York State Department of Health. It's a one-year contract, term April 1, 2022 to March 31, 2023. The amount of the contract, $21,000. This is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for additional comments.
Hi, this is Nicole Ward, Deputy Commissioner with the Department for Children, Youth, and Families. This is software and support for our third-party insurance billing pertaining to preschool-related service programs, and it is a sole source provider.
Thank you, Nicole. Any other additional comments or questions? Now entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Thank you. Next contract, number 6789. This is for the Department of CYF, the vendor St. Anne Institute. The scope of the contract is emergency youth shelter, 100% state aid to support homeless youth ages 13 to 17. So one-year contract, January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2021. The amount of the contract, $36,000. This is 100% state funded. I now open the floor for any comments.
This is St. Anne's. This is Nicole Ward, Deputy Commissioner again. This is St. Anne's. This is for beds in their emergency youth shelter. So any youth in Albany County between the ages of 13 to 17 that are homeless, they take them in and feed, clothe, and take care of them.
Thank you. Any, open the floor for any comments or questions? Now entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Next contract, number 6788, Department of CYF. The vendor is Equinox Inc. The scope is traditional independent living program, 100% state aid to support independent living program for homeless youth ages 16 to 20. This is a one-year contract, from term of the contract is January 1, 21 to December 31st, 21. The amount of the contract, $44,814. This is 100% New York State funded. I now open the floor for additional comments.
This is Nicole Ward, Deputy Commissioner for the Department for Children, Youth, and Families. This program is also for homeless youth, longer stays. It's apartment-style living. They work on with the youth to get them identification, doctors, banking, anything that the youth may need, and it can be anywhere from 18 to 24 months.
Thank you. Now open the floor for additional comments or questions. Entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Next, oops, I'm missing,
Another one with Sands.
was it two? Next contract is contract number, hold on a minute. Contract number 6838. This is Department of CYF, the vendor St. Anne's Institute. The scope of the service is provision of specialized independent living skill services as per the Chafee Act for 15 to 20 slots at a monthly cost of $2,500 and a total contract not to exceed $30,000. This is a one-year contract, the term of April 1, 2022 to March 31, 2023. The amount of the contract is $30,000. The fiscal impact is split three ways. The county 8%, New York State 12%, federal 80%. And now open the floor for any additional comments.
This is Nicole Ward with the Department for Children, Youth, and Families. This is for children aging out of our foster care system who are at high risk for poverty, homelessness, addiction, and incarceration. It's for youth 18 to 21, and it's specialized independent living skills to help them before they age out of our system.
Great, thank you. Open the floor for any additional comments or questions. Now entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
Next contract is contract number 2022-43. The department is law. The vendor is Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services. The scope of the contract is to act as a broker of record for county insurance coverages. Fees are paid by insurance carriers and are estimated based upon premiums. No fees are paid directly by the county. The one-year contract, term of the contract is March 1st, 2022 to February 28th, 2023. The amount of the contract is $99,000. This is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for additional comments.
This is Eugenia Condon, County Attorney. As stated, this is our insurance brokerage contract. We issued an RFP for this service this year. We received 4 proposals total, which were evaluated by myself and Commissioner Clement for the Department of Human Resources, as our departments are predominantly impacted by this contract. We evaluated all of the proposals. The evaluations are attached to the backup. We found the incumbent, Arthur J. Gallagher, to be the most qualified to continue to provide this service. The other proposals were worthwhile and were solid candidates, but Gallagher, for many reasons, is the better candidate. They have access to more public entity insurers. They are the largest public entity insurer in the country, and of the 4 that we received, had access to more public entity insurance companies. They insure more public entities in this area and have a greater knowledge of the public entities in this area. They have been our broker for several years. They have knowledge of our needs and our property issues and our liability issues and our holdings, all of our property holdings. They have a vast database with our property and our liability loss runs. It was felt that in order to transfer to a different broker, in order to make that change, we would have need to have seen proposals that substantiated great cost savings in a marketing, and we didn't see that from any of the proposals that we received. We're going into a difficult insurance market. Insurance markets in the municipal area have tightened extensively due to what happened with the pandemic and the economy. We needed to feel that we were comfortable with the broker, and the broker knew our market and knew Albany County, and for that reason, we wanted to stay with the broker that we have.
Thank you. I'll open the floor for any additional comments or questions. We'll now entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Thank you, Eugenia.
Thank you.
Next contract, contract 2022-48. The Department Central Purchasing, the vendor UniFirst Corporation, the scope of the contract. This is the last renewal period for the rental and cleaning of uniforms and carpet runners for general services, public works, water purification district, and the sheriff's office for a one-year term. This is April 10th, 2022 to April 9th, 2023. The amount of the contract is $59,000. This is 100% county funded. And now open the floor for additional comments.
Hi, it's Pam O'Neill from Purchasing. The UniFirst Corporation, the original bid was for a 1 year with 2 one-year renewal options. This will be the last year to renew, and it will go out to bid early next year.
Thank you. Now open the floor to additional comments or questions. Entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
And Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Next contract number 2022-60. The department is Central Purchasing. The vendor Moore Fire Extinguisher Co. LLC. Scope of contract: inspection and service of fire extinguishers and fire suppression systems for various facilities for a 3-year term. Fire extinguishers are expected each year and suppression systems are biannual. The term of the contract, April 1, 2022 to March 31st, 2025. The amount of the contract is $41,000 and the fiscal impact is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for additional comments.
Pam O'Neill from Purchasing. We did a bid for the inspections and services of the county's fire extinguishers and suppression systems. We received 3 bid submissions, and Moore was the lowest responsive and responsible bidder.
Thank you. Now open the floor for additional comments or questions. Entertain a motion.
It's Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
Next contract number 6848. The department is General Services Administration. The vendor is Plug-in Stations Online LLC. Scope of the contract: in July of 2021, the CAB approved a contract with Plug-in Stations Online LLC for the installation of public EV charging stations at 6 county locations. The price quoted to Albany County included assumed funding support from National Grid at levels based on past experience. National Grid's incentives were slightly less than anticipating, leaving a $6,950.50 gap in the project. The vendor has committed to absorbing 50% of these costs and requested the county cover the other 50% in the amount of $3,475.25. County share in this project will be offset by DEC grant funding. The term of the contract is 7/12/21 to 6/31/2022. The estimated amount of the contract, $76,135.25. This is split 2 ways. County 23%, New York State 57%, and now open the floor for additional comments.
Thank you. This is Luke Rogers from the County Executive's Office. As was summarized, this is an amendment to a previous CAB request from July. When you do a project of this nature, you factor in an assumed incentive from National Grid's Make Ready program. Because of the scope and multiple locations and Grid's processes changing a bit, the incentives, while still very helpful, were slightly less than what was budgeted, leaving the gap as indicated. I think we're able to work with the vendor on an amicable solution where they are absorbing half the cost and the county is absorbing the other half of the increase, bringing the county's total investment to $76,135.25. And I'll just note that after we install these stations, we will then submit to either NYSERDA or DEC for reimbursement for the county share of the project.
Thank you. Now open the floor for additional comments or questions. I'll entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Thank you, Luke. All right, next contract number 2022-56. The department is building services. The vendor is BPI Mechanical Inc. Scope of services, primary vendor for emergency boiler repair services. It's a one-year contract, April 1st, 2022, March 31st, 2023. The estimated amount, $99,000. This is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for any comments.
Good afternoon, Scott Allardyce, Deputy Commissioner, General Services. This is a renewal with BPI Mechanical Services.
Okay, any additional comments or questions? All right, I'll entertain a motion.
It's Andrew Joyce, I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Next contract number 2022-55. This is building services again. Vendor McBain Electric Inc. Scope of services, primary vendor for emergency electrical services. It's a one-year term, April 1st, 2022 to March 31st, 2023. The estimated amount is $99,000. This again is also 100% county funded. I open the floor for any additional comments.
Yes, this again is a renewal from last year with McBain Electric for emergency electrical services. They do a wonderful job and we're glad to have them again.
Thank you. Open the floor for any additional comments or questions. Now entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce will make the motion.
And Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Next contract number 2022-54. Department is building services. The vendor is Eckert Mechanical LLC. The scope of the services, secondary vendor for emergency general construction services. It's a one-year term, April 1, 22, March 31, 23. The estimated amount is $99,000. This is also 100% county funded. And I'll open the floor for additional comments.
Once again, this is a renewal from last year and we are satisfied with the service from them.
Okay. And this is Scott Allardyce. I just want to make a record. Scott?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I now open the, I'll now entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce will make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Next contract number 2022-53. The department is building services. The vendor is BPI Mechanical Services, Inc. Scope of the services, primary vendor for emergency HVAC services. It's a one-year term, April 1, 22 to March 31, 23. The estimated amount is $99,000. This is 100% county funded. And now open the floor for additional comments. And please, for the record, just introduce yourself.
Yes, Scott Allardyce, Deputy Commissioner, General Services. Again, this is a renewal for the next year with the responsible contractor.
Open the floor for additional comments or questions. Now entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce will make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Next contract, 2022-51. The Department is Building Services. The vendor is Debrino Caulking, Inc. Scope of services, secondary vendor for emergency masonry repair services. It's a one-year contract. The term April 1, 2022 to March 31, 2023. The estimated amount is $99,000. It is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for additional comments.
Scott Alvarez, Deputy Commissioner of General Services. Again, this is a renewal from last year's contract.
Okay. Did I get the number wrong? This is contract number 2022-52. I'll now open the floor for additional comments or questions.
This is Scott Alvarez.
Yeah, I think you got it, Scott. I'm sorry. I just read the wrong contract number. But
Well,
this is,
they're both the same, 52 and 51. One is for painting and one is for masonry, same contractor.
all right. So we're going to stay with contract number 2022-52 with Debrino Caulking. I'll entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce will make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Contract carries. Now we'll go to contract 2022-51. This is for the Department of Building Services. Vendor Debrino Caulking, Inc. Scope is secondary vendor for emergency painting repair services. It's a one-year term, April 1, 22 to March 31, 23. The estimated amount, $99,000. This is 100% county funded. And now open the floor for any additional comments.
Scott Alvarez, Deputy Commissioner of General Services. This is a renewal with Debrino Caulking for the next year.
Open the floor for additional comments or questions. Entertain a motion.
This is Andrew Joyce will make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Next contract, 2022-50. Department is Building Services. The vendor is Bpi Mechanical Services, Inc. Scope of the contract, primary vendor for emergency plumbing services. It's a one-year contract, April 1, 22 to March 31, 23. Estimated amount, $99,000, 100% county funded. I now open the floor for additional comments.
Scott Alvarez, Deputy Commissioner of General Services. Once again, this is a renewal from a contract from last year.
Open the floor for additional comments or questions. Entertain a motion.
Andrew Joyce will make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Next contract, 2022-49. Department is Building Services. The vendor is Titan Roofing, Inc. Scope of services, the primary vendor for emergency roof repair services. One-year term, April 1, 2022 to March 31, 2023. The estimated amount, $99,000. This is 100% county funded. And now open the floor for any comments.
Scott Alvarez, Deputy Commissioner of General Services. Titan Roofing will once again be providing roofing services for our county buildings in an emergency need.
Thank you. I'll open the floor for any additional comments or questions. Entertain a motion.
This is Andrew Joyce will make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carries. Final contract for today's contract number 2022-45. The department is building services. The vendor is GP Flooring Solution. The scope, labor associated with future carpet installation services at various county facilities. It's a one-year term, March 1st, 2022 to February 28th, 2023. The estimated amount, $99,000. This is 100% county funded. Now open the floor for any comments.
I'm Scott Allardyce, Deputy Commissioner of General Services. Again, this is a renewal with a contractor that we're pleased with.
Open the floor for any additional comments or questions. I'll entertain a motion.
It's Andrew Joyce. I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Contract carried. Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
At this point, I will entertain a motion to close the February 14th, 2022 Contract Administration Board.
Andrew Joyce. I'll make the motion.
Dan Lynch will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Contract or closing of the Contract Administration Board is approved. I thank everyone for their participation. Thank you, Chairman Joyce.
Thank you.
Have a good day, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.